So in this part, I want to look at the review problems for exam 1. But I suggest you to finish the review problem by yourself first. If you still have problem, then look back to my watch my video and to see the details for the problems. Okay, so I will not copy down any problems. I just write down the solution for each one. Okay, so now let's look at the first problem. The first problem is giving you the formula that converts Fahrenheit to Celsius. So SC equals the Celsius 5/9 F minus 32. Okay, so if you know the Fahrenheit, then you plug in the Fahrenheit, you use this formula, you can get the Celsius. So we want to find a formula. The problem is find a formula. Convert the Celsius to the Fahrenheit. Okay, so in other words, if you know C, what is F? So in other words, we need to solve for F in terms of C. Okay, so let us start from here. So we multiply 9/5 on the top at both sides. Okay, then this would be eliminated, right? So it would be 9/5 times C equals 5F minus 32. Then we add 32 on both sides. Then you have this relation. So we always like to write F equals 9/5 times C plus 32. Okay, so this is your answer. The second problem is ask you to solve inequality -3 times 3x plus 6 less than -12x minus 15. Then we want to graph the solution and also use the interval notation to represent the solution. Okay, so the first thing is we need to get rid of the parentheses. So we distribute -3 for this term and for this term, right? So you multiply out, you will have -9x minus 18 less than -12x minus 15. Okay, then we want to isolate x. In other words, we want to put x term on one side and the cos term on the other side. So we add 12x on both sides. Okay, then you have 3x minus 18 less than -15. So we add 18 on both sides. So you have 3x less than 3. So divide by 3, because 3 is a positive number, so you still keep the direction of this inequality. So less than equal to 1. Less than 1. So the interval notation would be -infinity to 1. We use the parentheses, means this one is not included. The number line, the graph, so this is 0. This is the 1, right? Less than 1, so we use the parentheses. We use either color to help you to understand. So this would be your answer. The third one, we want to solve a linear equation. Which is -4 times 4x plus 4 equals 3x minus 5 times x plus 1. So the first thing is we need to get rid of the parentheses. So we distribute negative 4 each for each one. So it's negative 16x minus 16 equals 3x minus 5x minus 5, right? Because here negative, so you need to change the sign to the negative. Then we combine the like terms. Okay, so this is negative 2x minus 5. So we add 2x on both sides. So you have negative 14x minus 16 equals negative 5. Then add 16 on both sides. So this is the 11. Right? Then you divide by 14. So it would be negative 11 over 14. Did I make any mistakes? Yes, I made a mistake. I caught the wrong problem. So here is minus 1. So here minus 1. So it becomes minus 17. Minus 17. So this would be 12. Right? So this is 12. And the problem asks you to reduce your fraction answer to lowest terms. It is to the lowest terms, so you need to simplify it. So the common factor is 2, so it's negative 6 over 7. Okay, so now let's look at the next one. Determine whether the slope of each line is positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So this is the first one. So this is the positive, and the slope is positive because the function go up as x increases. Second one. This is the horizontal line. We know the slope is 0. The third one, which is a vertical line, we have no slope, undefined. The fourth one, go downward, so it's negative. Slope is negative. Okay, number 5. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the equation y equals 3x minus 6. So this is the slope-intercept form, right? This is slope-intercept, so we can identify the slope and y-intercept directly. So the slope n equals 3, right? And the y-intercept, which is when x equals 0, y equals 6, negative 6. So this is the y-intercept, negative 6. Okay, we remember this is y equals mx plus b. M equals 3 and b equals negative 6. So this is the intercept slope form. Slope intercept. Intercept. Number 6. Find the equation passing the line, equation of the line passing through 2 points, 1, 2, and negative 1, 3. So passing 2 points, so the first thing is if we have, so the idea is we want to use the slope point form. So the slope point form, the first thing we needed to do is to find the slope, right, for this one. The slope is 3 minus 2 y2 minus y1 over x2, which is negative, not 1, okay, minus x1. So this will be negative 1/2. Then we want to use the point slope form. So we pick arbitrary point. We use the point slope form. We pick this point, for example. You can, of course, you can pick the other point, which is the y minus the y coordinate of this point 2 equals the slope, which is negative 1/2 x minus 1. So x coordinate of this point. So let's okay. So this is called the slope-intercept form. So it depends on the problem which form you want to get at last. So for example, if the problem asks you to give them the point slope form, the slope-intercept form, so you need to write y equals something, right? So y equals, we add 2 on both sides. So let's first, negative 1/2 x minus 1 plus 2, right? You can continue to simplify. It's negative 1/2 x plus 1/2 plus 2, right? So y equals negative 1/2 plus 5 over 2. So this is the slope-intercept form. If the problem asks you to give the standard form, this is slope-intercept form. This is the slope point form or point slope form. And if ask you to give you the standard form, what is the standard form of the linear line, which is 1/2 x, we put the xy terms on one side and a constant on the other side. So we add 1/2 x on both sides, so it would be 1/2 x plus y equals 5 over 2. So this is look at the next one. Number 7. Find the standard form. This problem gives you the final form, the standard form of the equation of the line with slope m equals 3 and the passing through the point 1, negative 2. Okay, so we can use the point slope form to find the equation first, right? So y minus the y coordinate, negative 2, equals 3 times x minus the x coordinate 1. So let's simplify. Y plus 2 equals 3x minus 1. Okay, so we put the xy on one side, constant on the other side. So the standard form is always start from the x term. So we keep this x term, so we subtract y on both sides. So this would be 2 equals 3x minus y minus 1. So we add 1 on both sides. So you have 3 equals 3x minus y. So this is the ax plus by equals c. So this is called the standard form, right? So let's rewrite it as 3x minus y equals 3. So this is your answer. Did I make a mistake? Oh yes, I made a mistake here. So you should be careful. You see, I forgot to distribute 3. So here it should be 3. So here is 3, so here is also 3. So here is 5. So these are kind of mistakes, very common mistakes many students will make. Number 8, graph the function and the equation, linear equation 2x minus 5y equals 20. Okay, then find the slope. So the first thing, let's draw the graph. Okay, let's sketch the graph. So this would be, we can find the x-intercept, which is we set y equals 0. So you have 2x equals 20, right? So x equals 10. So 0, 10 is the x-intercept. Y-intercept, we set x equals 0, right? The y-intercept is on the y-axis, so x is 0. X equals 0, so negative 5x equals 20. So y equals negative 4. So, sorry, so here is this should be the 10, 0 point, and here is 0, negative 4. Okay, so let's draw the graph. 10, 0, x equals 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10, 0, so this is on the graph. X equals, so another point is 0, negative 4. 0, when x equals 0, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is negative 4. This is another point. So we connect these 2 points. So this is the graph. Okay. So what about the slope? So the slope is, if you can convert the standard form into the slope-intercept form, that would be okay. You can find the coefficient of x would be the slope directly. Okay, so now let's solve for y. So 2x minus 5y equals 20. So we subtract 2x on both sides, so it's negative 2x plus 20, right? And divided by negative 5, so it's the 2 over 5x divided by negative 5, so minus 4. So you see the slope, this would be a slope. So the slope m equals 2 over 5. Number 9. Given 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2, what is the formula for the slope? So this formula is the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Number 10. Given a function f of x equals x squared minus 8 over x cubed plus 7x, what is f of negative 2? So f of negative 2, that means you replace x with negative 2. So it's negative 2 squared minus 8, negative 2 cubed plus 7 times negative 2. Let's do the calculation. So this is the 4 minus 8. This is negative 8 minus 14. So this would be equal to negative 4 over negative 22. Let's simplify it. So we divide by negative 2 on the top and the bottom. So this would be 2 over 11. So this is your answer.